My vision,
kwa katika maono yale,
I was taken to a place.
Nalipelekwa mahali.
And we were on top of clouds.
Na tulikuwa juu ya mawingu.
Hallelujah. And as we were on top of clouds, it was not a cloud, clouds. The floor was made of clouds.
Tulipokuwa katika yale mawingu, haikuwa ni wingu, ilikuwa ni mawingu, sakafu ya mawingu.
And I found myself standing,
na nikajikuta nimesimama
on this is waking up this morning, yes? Ni kuamkia asubuhi ya leo.
Wa kuamkia asubuhi ya leo.
I found myself on that floor.
Nikajikuta katika ile
sakafu ya mawingu. And I'm standing and I was wearing a suit.
Nimesimama na nilikuwa nimevaa suti.
Now, definitely saa 10 usiku physically sijavaa suti, right?
Yes sir.
Exactly. So in the spirit I was wearing a suit.
Kwa katika ulimwengu wa roho nilikuwa nimevaa suti.
And I was standing next to two men.
Na nilikuwa nimesimama pembeni ya watu wawili.
And one of them was wearing a suit.
Na mmoja wao alikuwa amevaa suti.
And his suit, mine was like bluish, dark bluish.
Ya kwangu ilikuwa ni kama dark blue.
And the next one was wearing a black nice suit.
Na anayefuata pembeni yangu alikuwa amevaa suti nzuri nyeusi.
And another man was standing there just a few, like one step away from us.
Na mtu mwingine alikuwa amesimama kama hatua moja kutoka kwetu.
And he was wearing a gray suit.
Naye alikuwa amevaa
like gray whitish,
kama ya kijivu inayoelekea kwenda kwenye
whitish grayish creamish or something like that. It was light. It was like a woman.
Na kulikuwa na mwanamke.
I'm standing with this man.
Kwa nimesimama na huyu mtu.
And then there is this man here.
Alafu kuna huyu mwingine hapa.
1 2 3.
1 2 3.
And then there was a woman.
Alafu kulikuwa na mwanamke.
And there was a man.
Na kulikuwa na mwanaume.
Just standing across us.
Wamesimama tu mbele kidogo.
So how many people? 5 people. And we are standing on a cloud.
Na tumesimama katika mawingu.
My mind knows that I was just in my room.
Akili yangu inajua kwamba nilikuwa chumbani kwangu.
I was just in my bed.
Nilikuwa kitandani kwangu.
Just now.
Sasa hivi tu.
But now I see it's not like my conscience was blocked. I knew who I was. I know who I am.
Nilikuwa nafahamu mimi ni nani. Ufahamu wangu ulikuwepo.
Exactly me. Knowing everything. I know that right now I'm supposed to be in my room.
Ninajua kwamba sasa hivi nilitakiwa kuwa
chumbani kwangu. But I'm here also.
Lakini niko hapa pia.
So now since we are here,
kwa sababu tuko hapa,
I looked around.
Nikatazama.
I was looking for my angels.
Nilikuwa natafuta malaika wangu.
Because that's the first thing I do.
Maana hicho ndio cha kwanza ninachokifanya.
When these strange things start to happen,
vitu hivi vya ajabu
vikianza kutokea, you look for backup.
Unatafuta backup.
Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, remember that.
Mwangalie jirani yako, mwambie kumbuka hilo.
So I looked for my angels quickly. I looked around and there was no angel.
Kwa niko natafuta malaika zangu na hakukuwa na mmoja kati yao.
I looked at my
Welcome to the moment of truth. I want you to listen to this man till the end. What he just said is what got my attention. Church is in trouble. Church has entered another chance. I watched this and I cried for the parents of this guy and for this guy and for his soul. Stay tuned. Please don't go away. He's going somewhere.
Now those are wazo la haraka. Yani I'm thinking like before. So am I dead? Because number one, I think in my entire being a prophet and having encounters, I know my spiritual attire is not a suit. I don't wear suits. Sivagi suti katika ulimwengu wa roho.
I don't wear suits.
It's my first time I'm wearing a suit.
Ni mara ya kwanza navaa suti.
Oh, I died. You know, immediately. But now in the realms of the spirit, just turning like this,
an act of turning like
you can think of your entire life.
Unaweza kuwaza maisha yako yote.
1 second you can remember your entire life.
Unaweza kukumbuka maisha yako yote.
So in that 1 second I thought, what, am I dead? How did I die? What happened? But if I'm here, I'm safe. Because this looks like heaven here. Am I in heaven? Because if I was dead and I went, that means I'm safe.
Inamaanisha niko salama.
Niko mawinguni. I should be in hell, in darkness. So I'm thinking, what is happening?
Nini kinatokea?
Where is Lamuel?
So
by the time narudi hivi, I'm turning like this. The man next to me
huyo mtu aliko pembeni yangu
said, my father.
Akasema babangu.
And when he said my father, I recognized his voice. And I looked at him. He's a tall man. When I looked at him, now it's like now my eyes opened further, deeper. So mwanzo, it's like I could not recognize the man. I knew there was a man, but I couldn't recognize. But now I can recognize. I can look at the man. And he looked at me, and I remember his hands were like this. And when he said my father, I looked at the man that he called his father. I recognized the man. When I recognized the man, I looked at the woman. I recognized the woman. I looked at the man next to the woman. I could not recognize. Then I said, what is this? I know this man. I know this man. I know this woman. I don't know this man. When I was there, that man that was called father looked at his son and he said, my son. And then when he said my son, and then he said, as I stand next to you, his son went on his knees. Now remember, I know these men. So now there is a man that is in the presence of another man in clouds. David Richard, I'm there. On his knees. And I said, how can Prophet Angel be on his knees? Yet I'm standing. I went on my knees. So now I'm with him. And then Pastor Chris said, you're not hearing me.
When Prophet Richard mentioned Pastor Chris, you could hear that people were screaming in the hall. He's going somewhere. Please stay tuned till the end. We've entered another chance.
Taken to a strange place. Never in my entire life have I ever been in this world. Never in my entire existence have I ever even tapped to this. This one was strange. So Prophet Angel went on his knees. And when he went on his knees, I also went on my knees. So we are both on our knees. And then his father, Pastor Chris, he said, you remember he said, my son, as you stand next to me. Yes, and he went on his knees. And I also went on my knees. The woman is standing, the man is standing, the other one. And he said,
I hope you didn't miss that. That woman that was with them in the dream was Pastor Chris's mother. He said, Mama, stay tuned till the end.
He spoke a few things. And he said, as you are here. Immediately when he said, as you are here, he touched his shoulder. Prophet Angel went on the floor. And when Prophet Angel went on the floor, I went on the floor. And we all bowed. And Pastor Chris said, it's all right. Stand up. You know how he speaks, huh? It's fine, just stand up. And when we stood up, I heard the Spirit of the Lord say, this man, your grandfather, does not only honor this man in your realm, in the realm of the spirit, he is more humble than in the physical. Do you understand what I'm saying, sir? Do you know that this clip, it will go, even Prophet Angel will see it? You know that, right? So what I speak, I speak the truth. So as we were on the floor, because me, I cannot stand when my grandfather is on the floor. So I also went on the, now I'm still, and the Lord spoke to me and said, this man honors his father more than people think. The secret of his life
ya maisha yake
is this.
ni hii.
In the spirit,
Katika ulimwengu wa roho,
he honors his father.
anamheshimu baba yake.
So now we are there.
Kwa sasa tuko pale.
We stood up.
Tukasimama.
When we stood up,
tuliposimama,
and Prophet Angel
na Prophet
is
Angel
looking at Pastor Chris.
anamwangalia Pastor Chris.
I am in the presence of Pastor Chris
Nipo katika uwepo wa Pastor Chris Oyakhilome.
And I'm looking at him.
Na namtazama.
And he said, my father,
akasema, babangu,
I have my grandson.
nina mjukuu wangu hapa.
Hey! Do you know how to, do you understand digestion? I was digesting.
Nilikuwa na digest.
But in the brain.
Katika ufahamu wangu.
How?
Kivipi?
How?
Kivipi?
So now I'm there.
Kwa niko pale.
And he said, I have my grandson.
Akasema ninaye mjukuu wangu hapa pamoja nami.
And when Pastor Chris looked at me,
Pastor
he
Chris
smiled.
aliponiangalia akatabasamu.
And when he smiled,
alipotabasamu,
we were interrupted.
Tukaingiliwa.
I heard noise.
Nikasikia kelele.
On our right, it's a big place. On our right, I saw men emerging from the ground.
Wakiwa wanachomoka kutoka katika ardhi.
Emerging from the ground.
Wakiwa wanachomoka kutoka ardhini.
From the clouds.
Kutoka katika mawingu.
Wanatokea kwenye yale mawingu. These are men. I remember there were 3 men.
Kuna watu watatu.
2 men
wawili
brought a brother or a friend.
Kaka ama rafiki.
And they were white men.
Na walikuwa wazungu.
They have brought him.
Wamemleta
from earth.
Kutoka duniani.
From where?
Earth.
From earth.
Kutoka duniani.
They have brought him.
Wamemleta.
And when Pastor Chris saw that we were talking, Prophet Angel said, I brought my grandson. And Pastor Chris said, he looked at me and he smiled. And when he wanted to speak something, these men appeared. They came from the ground. And they were calling his name. Man of God. Man of God, help us. Help us. And then I saw Pastor Chris leaving us. And he rushed to those men. And he stood before the man that was sick. He had a back problem. And then he said, what is wrong? And they said, our brother is sick. He has a back problem. And when he said he has a back problem, Pastor Chris laid hands on him. And the man fell. And when the man fell, now for me I thought, anauma mgongo, he put his hand again. The man fell with the power of God. And then when he fell, he said, stand up, check yourself. And the guy started checking himself. Then he said, I am healed. I am healed. I'm healed. And then when they got finished, he came back to us. And then I'm looking at those men rejoicing. And I'm looking at Pastor Chris. And I'm asking the Lord in my heart, what is happening here? And when I was there, Prophet Angel again said, I want to introduce my grandson to you. And when he said I want to introduce my grandson to you, I remember I went close to him. And the Lord spoke to me and said, son, this is the realm of Pastor Chris. When people pray for healing, physically, spiritually, they come to this place. A realm. This is the realm of Chris Oyakhilome. Not he has a realm. Do you understand? He has a realm. He has a realm. Not a church. A realm. Prophet Angel goes to that realm to meet his father in the spirit. And he said, let's go together. So I accompanied Prophet Angel to Pastor Chris in his realm. And I met 3 men. Binadamu, they were whites, wazungu, walikuwa wamevaa t-shirt na jeans, kawaida kabisa. No angels, nothing. That's why I told you, I looked for angels in that room. There was none. No angel, even one. Only Chris Oyakhilome. The woman looked at me.
Yule mwanamke akanitazama.
And it was Bibi Angel.
Ilikuwa ni Bibi Angel.
And they had another, I don't know, a grandson or a son.
Walikuwa na mjukuu mwingine, mtoto wao pamoja nao.
That one came with Bibi Angel,
lakini yule alikuja na
the
Bibi
prophetess. But me, I was with Prophet Angel,
lakini nilikuwa na Prophet
Pastor Chris, and I got out of the vision,
na nikatoka kwenye yale maono
with goosebumps all over me, tears on my eyes, not because I was crying for what I saw.
Kwa kile nilichokiona,
I got up,
nikaamka,
I started praising God,
nikaanza kumsifu Mungu.
I said, what is this strange vision?
Haya maono ni maono gani ya ajabu?
And the Lord spoke and said,
Bwana akasema,
you cannot unlock others,
hauwezi kuwafungua wengine
without you being unlocked.
Bila wewe kufunguliwa.
You have entered the realm of kings.
Umeingia katika ulimwengu wa wafalme.
Ladies and gentlemen,
mabibi na mabwana,
God has verified it.
Mungu amethibitisha.
No. I'm telling you, we are not alone.
Hatuko peke yetu.
Here we are not.
Hapa hatuko peke yetu.
Yesterday I was teaching on something heavy.
Nilikuwa nafundisha juu ya kitu kizito. Mafuta ya
falme. He took me to one of the kings.
Akanipeleka kwa mmoja wa falme.
His name is Chris Oyakhilome.
Jina lake ni Chris Oyakhilome.
That man,
mtu yule,
is a king.
Ni mfalme.
In the spirit.
Katika ulimwengu wa roho.
That man is a king.
Mtu yule ni mfalme.
Let the universe hear me.
Ulimwengu na unisikia.
Pastor Chris Oyakhilome.
Pastor Chris Oyakhilome
is a king in the spirit.
Mfalme katika ulimwengu.
My people, you heard it all. Tell me, what is God in everything he had just said? 50,000 people have watched it. See the young people in the hall clapping. He saw Bibi Angels. He saw Pastor Chris. And he saw some other people there. And he said, Pastor Chris has a realm. He's a king in his realm. And all the healing he's doing here on earth, they all comes from his realm. Tell me now, how's this God? Christ Embassy, hey, I feel sorry for all of you. Chris is not of God. This man just exposed Chris Oyakhilome and Bibi Angel and Angel himself. All these men, they've been somewhere. I feel sorry for this young guy. I feel sorry for his life, his destiny, his soul. My people, I saw this. I said, let me bring this to educate my people. You have to know God for yourself. You cannot be under this guy and say you know God. You cannot be in Christ Embassy and say you are serving God. You cannot be following Chris Ubatenje and say you know God. It's a deception. You don't have Christ. If anything happens to you today, you find yourself somewhere you do not understand. I see you on my next video. Bye for now.